Hi friends, welcome back to my channel. My name's Jack, this is Jthbooks, and it is time for another Thursday reading vlog. That's right, it's time for another Thursday reading vlog. I hope you enjoyed the last one. If you haven't seen it, I'll link it down below. There's a man across the street washing windows. He's like a window washer, which is a business my granddad used to own and my mum used to do, and my auntie. But he's got a neon pink jumper on and I'm mesmerised by it. It's like I've never seen the colour pink before, but I have friends. I don't know why it's so bright. He's walking towards me right now. He can't see me. I hope he didn't. Imagine if he waved back. Sorry about my little interlude there about the window washer, the window cleaner. But yeah, it's time for another Thursday reading vlog. And last week I did the 100 pages a day. Not going to do that again. Oh, now someone's talking. Oh, he's shaking hands. I need to stop. I'm not going to do the 100 pages again. What I am going to do this week is treat myself and read two of my most anticipated books of the year. So this week I'm going to be reading Heat, Earth Upon It by Chloe Michelle Howarth and Palaver by Brian Washington. So excited for both of these. One of my favourite authors of all time. And I loved Chloe's first book, Sunburn. I loved this novel. It was in my top 10 books of the year, whenever the year it came out. 2003 or 2004. Can't quite remember, but it was in the top 10. I do remember that much. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to start with this one because this book is such a treat for me. It's such a treat. So I think I am going to start with Heat, Earth Upon It. It comes out on the 31st of October here in the UK. So Halloween spooky if you want. The 30th of October. Excuse me, the 30th. Yes, I'm just ready for it. I enjoyed Sunburn so much. I thought it was so beautifully written, so delicate, so full of longing and yearning. But I think this one is going to be slightly different, but it's still going to have that yearning sapphic element to it. But if you've seen my video that went out this week, whatever it's called, the chatty video with a little bit of a life update, you'll see now, unemployed, left my job. So I've just got time on my hands. I do need to get another job at some point, but I actually just can't quite face it at the minute. But I will get my act together and get a job at some point. Will I? I don't know. But for now, my days are just going to be filled with reading. It's Thursday. I'm going around with my friends for dinner tonight. To watch the Celebrity Traitors. If you're not watching the Traitors in the UK, peak television. But I will say, couldn't handle being a traitor. Couldn't handle it. I couldn't handle it. I'm a sweater. If you've been here before, I'd sweat profusely. But I wouldn't want to be faithful either because I wouldn't like being not in control like that. So I've decided I would be the presenter. Let me test it out on you. Let me test the presenter. Because as you see, quite jolly, but let me see. Traitors. You are trying to trick the faithfuls. Faithfuls? Why are you letting them get away with it? How good was that? See, presenter. But like I said, no plans for the day. So I'm just going to start reading this book. Actually, I need to go to the chemist. I'm going to go to the chemist. There's two pink jumpers now. I didn't see two before. I'm going to go to I can't leave now because the pink jumpers are right there. But I'm going to go to the chemist. Then I'm going to start reading this book. So come join me. So I'm about 60 pages into this. I'm really enjoying it. You're following these four siblings as they move to Ballycray in Ireland, and they're trying to escape their past. One of them, the older brother Tom, is really set on making himself known in the town, putting the past behind him, and Jack and Anna are still struggling with it. I have a feeling they were both maybe in love with the same girl at some point, and they're both struggling to forget her. Especially Jack. We've seen more of Jack so far, but it's really enjoyable. I really like it. I'm so intrigued. I'm so intrigued to find out what's going to happen. I'm so intrigued to find out what has happened. I think Chloe Michelle Howarth is such a brilliant writer. I love her writing in the book. I'm just really enjoying it. and I'm so pleased to be reading it. Like I said, it comes out 3rd of October, so don't miss it. And I love Sunburn. Oh, she's such a good writer. The first vlog went out yesterday, and you've all been so nice about it and said such nice things, so I really appreciate that. Thank you so much. It's really cheered me up today, because I had a bit of a rough day. It's, as I mentioned earlier in the vlog, I have left my job. I haven't worked for about 5 weeks now, and it's tough. Like, I was raised to work. I was just raised, you know, you go to work, you earn your money, you work hard, you be respectful. I was raised like that. It's what I've always done. I've worked since I was 15. I was at my job for 18 years. It was a long time, and to leave it has been a big change, and I don't really have the confidence to go and get another job. It's very hard for me, and it's just getting to me today, you know. I thought there were some friendships there that would have transcended the workplace, but it doesn't seem like they have. I've really tried to make them so, but they haven't, and it's just really upsetting. I would have called those two people my family members, really. I always used to say, you're just like you're like a brother to me, but yeah, it's my heart's a little bit broken. I'm a sensitive soul, you know that. We all know that. But yeah, it's just a struggle at the minute. So who knows what the future holds, but it's not looking that bright right now. So, but you never know. You never know what's going to come around the corner, do you? But the corner's looking pretty bleak. It's looking pretty bleak, friends. But I'm just going to stay in bed today, read a bit more of this, hopefully get to page 100, and go back on 100 pages a day challenge. Yeah, and then I'll catch up with you when I've read some more. I know, we're back at this angle. Don't judge me. I haven't really got out of bed today. I know that's terrible, but I haven't really got anything to get out of bed for. I know that's sad. I've got to get my life together. But we're not here to talk about that right now. We're here to talk about this book, Heap Earth Upon It, and it's brilliant. I've read like another 50 pages today. See, I haven't even been doing that much reading, but it's so good. It's, you know, like I said yesterday, I thought maybe Anna and Jack were in love with the same person. Well, that person was called Lillian, and it turns out that Jack was gonna marry her. She was pregnant, and I have a feeling Anna was maybe a little bit obsessed with her, and I'm thinking that because she is becoming that way about this lady named Betty, that is sort of just a kind woman that's sort of helping them in the town, helping them, like, just helping them out. She's a nice lady. And you also have Tom, who wasn't in love with this Lillian, but sort of envied maybe the way she was with Jack, like what they had. So they're all sort of haunted by the ghost of Lillian, and they're also haunted by the grief of their parents and what they've lost. And it's just really brilliant. It's told so beautifully. It's, you know, it's such an atmospheric book, like, with the way she talks about grief and how they are just sort of still all clinging to this life they once knew. But it's also atmospheric in the way she talks about the town and how, like, sort of derelict their house is, and it's just so fascinating. They're all so, like, clinging to the past, but then you have Tom, who's really trying to make their life here. It's just so good. It's so good. I'm such a fan of Chloe Michelle Howarth. Like, I just think she's brilliant. I even messaged her on Instagram last night to tell her that. If you're following me on Instagram, it's linked down below. And she said thank you. So I don't normally do that. I normally let authors be, but it's just so good. So good. I love it. Oh, I'm so glad this isn't disappointing me. But I bet I'm going to get out of bed now. That's not true. That isn't true. I'm just going to stay in bed and read more and just languish today. I'm just going to languish, you know. It's just the way it goes sometimes. But I will probably catch up with you now when I finished it. How many? Oh, I've got quite a few pages left. I thought I've got about 140 pages left. So I'll catch up with you. I'll catch up with you then. Good morning. It's Monday. I didn't vlog yesterday. Yesterday, it was just a day of sort of running around after my granddad, so I just didn't pick up the camera. The phone, because it just wasn't right. But I did finish Heap Earth Upon It by Chloe Michelle Howard. And I have to say, friends, I've given it 5 stars. It didn't disappoint. It did not disappoint. Now, if Sunburn was yearning for a life you want and a life and a person you want that's in front of you can't have, Heap Earth Upon It is yearning for the past and what could have been. And it's so, so brilliant. The way Chloe Michelle Howard builds this novel with mystery and intrigue and never loses her beautiful writing, that's what I love the most. That is what I love the most. Chloe Michelle Howard knows how to write. And then, like I said, it builds this really sort of intriguing, mysterious story. And I loved how it ended. I loved it's no need to spoil something, but it's just an ending that I personally love. And the more I've sat with this book, the more I love it. I just think it was brilliant. I think the way she's crafted these characters, like each sort of character perspective, often he gets like 2 or 3 pages, then it switches, and somehow the characterization is really strong. Their wants and their feelings and their desires and their individual stories, as well as the story as a whole family. I just thought it was brilliant. I just thought it was truly brilliant, and it didn't disappoint. I'm so happy. You know, 2 5-star novels back to back, very quickly becoming a favourite author of mine. Unbelievably so. So I am really happy that it didn't disappoint. But now we go on to Palaver by Brian Washington. If this disappoints me, I will give up reading. I will give up reading because if you've been here a while, you know I love Brian Washington. I know I love what he can capture in his books. So I'm expecting a bit more of that, the way he makes life feel magical, even when it's just the simplest of things. So I'll be disappointed, but I'm not going to start it now because I've got the dentist. I've got to walk to the dentist. I'm a little bit nervous because I've got a little bit of pain, but I've never had anything done to my teeth. No fillings, no cavities, braces, nothing. And I'm like 33 years old, and that's sort of my one achievement in life. So if I have to have something done, I will be devastated. But we'll find out, won't we? But yeah, I've got to go. I've got to go to the dentist, then I've got to go to the chemist, and then I'm going to come back and start on Palaver. Oh, I'm so excited. So, I only read 40 pages of this last night. It's Tuesday. 48 pages, actually. But I am enjoying it. It's about a mother and a son, and they're both only called the mother, the son. And they're living, well, the son's living in Japan. He's having an affair with a married man, but sort of hanging out with him a bit more. But, you know, he has a very estranged relationship with his mother. But one day he calls her when he hasn't called her for years, or he hasn't answered her phone calls for years. And he doesn't really say much. So she just flies over to Japan. She flies over to see him, and he's very much like, why have you come? Instantly you get their fragmented relationship. And I think it's really interesting. I really, you know, he's one of my favourites. I really like his writing style. So I'm interested to see where it goes. You're seeing sort of the queer life in Japan. You're seeing, he's like teaches English there in Japan. And I'm just enjoying it. I'm enjoying it. I love Brian Washington. I can't say anything else. But I didn't read as much last night because I watched Kill Bill instead, and I've never seen Kill Bill before, and it was violent. I know it was very like farcical violence, but it was violent. Like, it was so violent it kept making me sneeze. But she didn't kill Bill. She didn't kill him. I've got to watch part 2 now to find out if she kills him. I couldn't believe it. But right now I have this jar here because for these weekly vlogs, I'm going to do like a TBR jar thing. So I was thinking you could put some in there for me. You could give me suggestions. I put a post up on the community page. Some people have put it on there. I've got my own one. So I'm just going to start writing them out now. And and do it, and then fill it up, and then maybe 1 week we can do that. But guess where I'm going now? Guess where I'm going now? Because guess who phoned me as soon as I started trying to record this clip? Guess. Take a wild guess. My granddad. That's right. I've got to go see him and buy him a scratch card. He phoned me up and said, how's my favourite grandson? And I said, what do you want, sir? I'm no fool. I know. So, yes, I've got to go see him now. I'm going to do this first. And then I'll go see him because, you know, I can't help it, can I? I am my favourite grandson. But now I'm going to write some of these down. Like, I don't know, like a book on 200 pages. That was one of the suggestions in the comments page on YouTube. So if you have any suggestions, just write them down. Write them in the comments. You know, we can do it. And I'll just tear it and we'll fold them. Somebody actually gave me this jar and it was full of sweets, so it smells really nice in here. I have washed it, don't get me wrong. One prompt. I'll give you a sneak peek at one, a library book. So yeah, if you have any, let me know, and I'm going to do a few more of these, and then I'm going to go see George. George, my granddad, I call him George. I'll speak to you soon. Yes, I am wrapped in my blanket. It's the only place to be today. First of all, the update no one asked for. I did watch Kill Bill Volume 2 last night. And I still don't know if she killed Bill because I fell asleep. She just saw Bill again and I fell asleep. That first one, action-packed. The second one, it's a bit slow. It's a little bit boring. But when she was buried alive, oh, hated that. If any of you want to attack me, please don't bury me alive. Just don't do that. I couldn't handle that. I couldn't even really watch it. I didn't like think about it. But what you're actually here for is the book update. I read 150 pages of this last night, and before I say anything, I just want to say, I had such a great time. I just had a great time reading. I read in the bath, I read just sitting on my bed, I was all sort of snuggled up, and I was just really enjoying the act of reading. And one, I haven't done that I just haven't felt like that in a long time, and it's such an important part of reading, because if you feel like you're forcing yourself to read, you never are going to enjoy the book. Even if you think you could love the book, even if you are enjoying the book, if you're forcing yourself to do it, which I feel like I have been for a lot of this year, you're not going to enjoy it. And the books will suffer and your enjoyment will suffer. But I just loved it. I just got this feeling. I'm so excited I can't speak. I haven't had that feeling in so long. And I can't wait to read today. I can't wait to read today. I was going to say something else, but I changed my mind. I can't wait to read today. I can't wait. So I will finish this today, or maybe tomorrow morning. But I love it. I'm loving it. I've said it before. I love Brian Washington. I love what he does. I love the way he writes about sex. I love that you get the mother's story, the son's story, individually and together, and how the further I've got in, there's more little like fragments of them caring about each other and looking after each other, even though towards each other they're pretty hostile. Like, you know where you are in this book immediately, and I love hearing about them as a backstory. I love hearing about the queer nightlife in Japan. I'd love to go to Japan and experience it all. And the affair with the Merry Man isn't quite what you think, which made me feel a bit better. And I think he's maybe like met another person he might fall in love with, which I'd like. I just love it. I love it. It's a 5-star so far. Brian Washington can just do no wrong for me. I just love the way he captures life with his words and in his books. So just j'adore, as I think the French say. Sorry if that's wrong in your French. Where are you watching from? Where are you watching from? Tell me. Are you around the world, or are you on the next street over to me? yeah, loving it. Gonna finish it today. I will finish it today because I'm just loving the act of reading, as I said. So I will check in with you when I've finished it. I actually just filmed this once, but I forgot to press record. You know, that's just me. Like I said, I'm not getting better at this. But it is the next day, and like you saw, I finished Palaver by Brian Washington. And friends, I'm here to tell you, it was a 5-star read. It did not disappoint me. I'm so happy that neither of these books disappointed me. But I think this comes to a really satisfying end. It's not a happy ending, like, totally, but it's on the way. And I think it fits the story well because these are two very individual characters with a lot of history that are trying to get themselves together and a relationship together. And I really enjoyed it. I just love him. It's as soon as you enter this book, you know where you are. You know the relationship's really fraught, and it's hard to read at times because it's so fraught and they're so sort of against each other, and they're both so wrapped up in how the other has affected them that they can't see past it. But it's really intriguing reading. I just love Brian Washington. I can't help it. I love his writing. I love the way he writes about sex. I love the way he writes about how real it is and how awkward it can be and how fun it can be and how people use sex in different ways. I just love it. He just writes about life so well, and I love that. It makes me want to go out and live, not just sit in my room. But I'm not going to. Don't worry, I'm just going to sit in my room. It's fine. Don't, let's not panic. But it's been a great week. 2 anticipated books, both 5 stars, both didn't disappoint. Chloe Michelle Howard has fast become one of my favourite authors. I can't wait to see what she does next. This comes out, don't forget, on the 30th of October. This comes out in the US in November. But in the UK, it's January. It's the 1st of January. And I'm going to London in January, so I will try and find a signed copy. If he's popping over, I'll try and find one. But I just adored them both. Isn't it? What a great week. What a great week for me. So, there we have it. I hope you enjoyed the vlog. I hope you enjoyed me reading 2 5-star reads. And not sitting here crying, disappointed. I hope you're enjoying seeing me happy. I want to thank you all so much. Actually, let me know if you've got an anticipated book coming up, because I might want to know. I want to jump on the bandwagon. I might jump in there with you. I can be a bit like that. I want to thank you all so much for watching. Feel free to like and subscribe. That like really, really helps. Don't beg. I was going to beg a bit more, but there's no need to beg. I'm going to speak to you all really, really soon.